What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's joining our Friday. Well, I don't know if it's still snowing or not, but it's doing alright for me. Oh, let's see here. Oh, shit, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, I've been playing Atomic Heart, and finally finished it for once. It was a pain in the ass, but I got it through, and I can actually say it was one of the worst freaking ideas they ever put in the game for having your own choice of ending. I thought it was going to be like a better game for the ending, but it was like each ending had a short, like the first one was short, like the good ending is like a short ending, and then you got the good ending that makes no sense, and then you got the bad ending where, well, let me rephrase it again. There's like two endings. There's a good ending and there's the bad ending. The good ending is like, um, oh, this is talking about the review of Atomic Heart and shit, and all this other shit. Well, I can say Atomic Heart. I played through the whole thing. I can actually say it is. It was good for like the gameplay and all, but the freaking it was like the ending was like terrible. The the finishing was shit. What's going on, Blue? Yeah, I was so mad when I played the game at the end because I was like all excited for the ending. And then when I beat the ending, I'm like, damn, that was gay. They could have executed a little bit more. Can't wait for my birthday to happen. Fucking St. Patrick's Day. It's the day of the Irish. It's the month of the Irish, motherfucker. So yeah. Oh shit. It's the day of the Irish. Oh man. What's going on, everybody? I'll try to see if my playback went okay. What's going on, everybody? Alright, it's fine. Alright. Everybody's joining our. So yeah, I've been playing Atomic Heart, trying to finish it. The first controller I had died, so I had to wait until I get another one. It was kind of stupid. I can tell you, it was like for me playing Atomic Heart, I thought it was gonna like be like a long game, like a long like adventurous game, but it was actually short. It took me like it took me like 4 hours. And I was like, this is blows. I was all looking forward to be like a long, awesome, like a BioShock type game, but no, it was short. I've been enjoying everything for what Xbox Game Pass threw at me, but man, for a game that took so much long to fix and shit, it was a disaster. At least it's better than Harry Potter. Oh my god, the Hogwarts Legacy was even worse. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out new ideas to do for this week, but yeah, for since I came back on here, yeah, that's awesome. It's like St. Patrick. It's like having two birthdays when you have St. Patrick's Day and freaking and my birthday, and plus top that being Irish. It's fucking awesome. So so what's everybody up to? It's been a long time since I've been doing StreamYard. I've been doing like regular YouTube live streams because I don't like want to use up my StreamYard like hours on here. I've been gaming, try to do a short, and shit. And it's been going downhill ever since I was trying to do the short. Um, the the um the new the new thing that's coming out with the news blaming Russia for everything is hilarious. Even though it's like the Biden administration is so corrupted, and the Ukraine wants us to go to war with them and shit, threaten us to go to war with them. It's kind of fucked up. It's funny at the same time because they're all a bunch of losers. Zelensky can go suck a dick. Anywho, yeah, I've been trying to finish up beating that game, and I'm fucking happy that I beat it because it was like took. Well, the armies are fighting back. Like our own army is fighting back with Biden and all the other idiots because they're like no, we're not going to war. Screw you. And then they had all the soldiers were protesting at the White House. It was hilarious. Well, he wasn't a gay he was a musician that like never made it out anywhere. So he like started off with like Russian pop, and it became a joke because everybody laughed at him. It's like a pattern. Like you notice like World War II, you had Hitler because Hitler went nuts because he couldn't get into art because of the Jewish people. Well, now you got the Zelensky flipping out because he can't be doing what he wants to do, like the Russians been doing for years. It's like, jeez, fucking history repeating itself. It's hilarious, but nobody wants to mention that. It kind of is in a way. It's history is repeating itself. We're just looking at it and laughing. The thing though, what got me though when I noticed like history was repeating itself because we had that Russian thing that was going on. Like everybody's blaming Russia for everything. The they started back with the let's do a gay apps with Russia and see how much we can piss off Russia. And now we're seeing people like looking up to Russia for everything. Well, it's sad that like Russia is like becoming us. Like with they're trying to slowly become a not a communist party anymore. They're slowly becoming a capitalist, and it's funny because Biden hates it, Zelensky hates it because they're like super communists. They're like uber communists. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like they're far left that their asses can't. Their head is so far up their ass they don't know what to do anymore. That's how far left they went, and people are like don't realize how far this country is going to hell. And the distraction is the trans community you screaming out that by trans rights and shit like that. But you know the funny part is they already got rights. Nobody's forcing them to not be gay or not to be trans or anything. It's just like the Jewish community. Nobody forced them not to enjoy their life. It's so I don't know how to say it. It's so blatantly dumb shit in well the thing is they're trying communists again because it's because they know Russia already admit that communism sucks. the thing was like the trans mafia was like flipping out because everybody was saying that they were not going to put if they do start if they restart the military again for the draft, they're not going to put the trans with the women's side, the women's branch, and everybody lost their shit. And I think the draft is stupid. Like, if they're going to force the draft on everybody, people should just refuse it because it's not worth it. Um, and it's like, they, was it Sony is fighting with Microsoft over this shit now? It's hilarious. Like, when did Sony become like the communist gaming company? Like, it's hilarious now what they're doing. Like, the they're having now they have this thing now that's like the extra censorship now because all that shit's going on. They're like, support Ukraine. Sony is, and I'm like, no, we're not support Ukraine. We already gave enough money to everybody, and it's hilarious. And then we got the what's that new thing that's going on? What the fuck was that? The we're gonna fight back with the Who's fighting back on the COVID shots and shit. They want to keep pressing on it. Nobody wants it. It's not even worth it. But people are still going nuts over it. But I'm enjoying all this shit going downhill super quickly. Like, this is like the first time in history that everybody's fighting back against the government and shit, and fighting back against the communist parties and shit, and fighting back against what freaking Biden wants to do with this country. It's hilarious, and I can't wait for the to see the people wake up and finally find out that the Biden administration is just using people for clout. We're never gonna see this country be the same again after freaking Biden crapped on the poor people, the homeless, and shit on the disability and the Healthcare Act. You're gonna be seeing less people enjoy their lives over this new freaking whatever you call it, the new idea for the Biden health plan. It's hilarious. And I noticed like everybody don't want to talk about it because they're afraid of talking about it because they know if they talk about it, it's gonna hurt them big time. And then plus it's getting weirder with like, let's see here, the trans community fighting each other, fighting the regular LGBT, and then you got the was it the woke LGBTQ or whatever you call it, the alphabet squad fighting with the regular gay community. It's like, why? Why can't we just work together instead of just fighting every step of the way? Like, nobody's gonna win from this fighting shit. The censoring shit's not gonna work either. And we're seeing this hitting day by day, and it's like, wow. I know we're not gonna win from this censorship war because that's going on because everybody gave up hope over the shit. And then plus you got like Oh, and Benjamin like talking some random shit again. It's like hilarious. I'm waiting for like this huge purge that everybody's been talking about, because by the time that shit hits the fan, everybody's gonna lose their shit. We already got everything else going on. It's gonna take another about probably like say about 4 more years till all this shit hits the fan. And then election election season this year. It's gonna be next year, and it's gonna be downhill. We already know election season's gonna be iffy. Yeah, I already read it, and they're unhappy because people are unhappy because they don't know what to do. They're so brainwashed about over January 6th and everything. Like they were like, oh, we have fake video footage for everything. And then find out like the truth came out like this week, and it's like everybody's lose their minds. Yeah, it's gonna be a war, but nobody's gonna know when this fight. Yeah, and the thing is, they actually had proof that Ashley Babbitt was planned to be killed by the FBI and shit, because she had proof of everything. She had a hard drive that not a hard drive, but a USB drive of all the shit that's going on and shit, like truth and shit that was going on with the election and shit, and like everybody lost their shit. And it got recovered by somebody left it in the system, and like they were like, "Oh, we're never gonna get caught," and somehow like they had footage of everything with Nancy Pelosi and shit. Now Nancy Pelosi's on hot water now because everybody knows what happened. And it's even more funny. Like Nancy Pelosi's husband's in hot water too with the gay scandal that went on with the hammer, the hammer scandal. Even though he had the hammer in hand, and the guy was trying to pull it out of his hand. Oh my god. This is like a joke. This is like a 3.0 joke. But I don't know how to explain it. It's so weird. Like like the Democrats are exposing themselves so easily now that everyone's like everybody that voted Democrat are realizing now that both sides are corrupt. Like I even admit that like the Republicans and the Democrats are corrupt, but they'll still kiss Donald Trump's ass or anybody else that's running, because they'll say, "Oh no, well, don't not, they're not going to do that to us." Like, yeah, they will. The only thing Donald Trump did good was made sure that we were all in fucking Schitt's Creek with the deficit and shit. And now, since Biden was in office, now it's gotten worse since he was in office. And we're going to see a big revolutionary war at some point. It's not going to be now, but it's going to be at some point where if Trump doesn't get reelected or anything, you're going to see people flipping out and kicking tables or flipping or doing stupid shit. Well, the funny thing was they actually they went to court with the Trump thing. The Trump case was like they found out that the other bit was true, and now they're trying to find something new to go after him with. They they lost the case because somebody had files on what happened on January 6th and files on him for during the White House era, and they said that he wasn't taking documents for no reason, and he wasn't hiding the classified documents in like random places. He had his own little office that he's in his little safe that he had that was fingerprint scan and shit. So I don't think anybody wants to could break in with a fingerprint scan code unless he had a a, a fake thumbprint of him. But you had to be like really like super smart to do it, and all that other shit that's been going on too that they got caught on. Well, it's not just the wife part. It's like at least his wife doesn't proclaim as like a doctor or a psychologist or what the hell or the leader of the free will. That made me laugh so hard when I saw that. It's like, oh, leader of the free will. Bullshit. And you're gonna be seeing a little bit even more each before election season starts. You're gonna be seeing Biden losing his shit because nobody's putting up with it anymore. Like everybody's wants Trump more than him because he doesn't know what he's doing. And second, like he pissed off all of his like half of his administration. Like half of his administration quit over the fake January 6th video because they found out that was even true. And the cop's wife finally admitted that that wasn't even true. Like they said that was all covered up also. With Posley dying at the January 6th, that was all a lie. That was the day after he died and he had a heart attack. So their statements are not adding up, and the Democrat Party is breaking off one by one, a little bit each day, and it's making me laugh. Pretty soon you're gonna be seeing the Democrat Party being no more. It's just gonna be one party. Not now. It's not gonna be too soon. Well, the funny thing was like Kim Jong Un was like actually spoke out because they were saying about the missile thing. That was even true with Kim Jong Un supposedly putting that super missile in the air because they said that was a lie and they were like flipping out and shit. And they told the news reporters to do better on their reporting. they can't think of anything to mess with people anymore. It's the best part to see all this shit going downhill. The Kim Jong Un's wife's way harder than the Biden's. I can give you that. Even his sister's a lot hotter than Joe Biden. Shit. What's another thing I was laughing about? Oh yeah, that's right. Lindsey Graham was crying like a little bitch because everybody was fighting back. Well, well, in a way, it does look like Vendetta because it's like looking at all the shit that's going on now, like all the truth that's been coming out. It's it's hurting the government more than every day. That every new truth comes out with the Democrat Party, and it's hilarious. And I'm laughing because there you're seeing a ripple in the Democrat Party, and it's hilarious that you see this ripple because it's like everybody can't trust each other now in the Democrat Party. They're like it's like the Spider-Man meme where it's the same Spider-Man in the same room, and they're pointing fingers at each other because they know they both fucked up. That's how it felt, and I was laughing about it. Like you're gonna be seeing probably in the next few days, you're gonna be seeing people having trust issues in the Democrat Party because nobody knows anymore what's going on. And plus, since like the top tier Democrat the Democrat politicians are leaving, you're gonna be seeing freaking Nadler shaking in his boots because nobody wants to be a Democrat Party anymore. You're gonna be seeing Lindsey Graham switching over to Democrat probably in the next few years because until he goes into retirement home because nobody wants him. Even nobody likes Nadler either. Everybody's booing Nadler every time he does his statements and shit. And they try to hide the truth about the CRT videos that everybody's been posting because they don't want that. They don't want to hear that because that goes in say that's in Democrat states that CRT is still around in the schools and shit. They'll lose their votes. Well, the thing is, Trudeau is already getting thrown out. They're already planning to throw out Trudeau. He's already on everybody's shit list. Like nobody wants Trudeau. They don't want Trudeau anymore because of the Canadian the 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 whatever the tyranny of the Canadian community. There's a lot of pushbacks too. Well, it's not just that. It's the Canadian media in the trans community are really like shitting on their own in their own bed because they don't know what to do anymore because they can't make up anything anymore. And since the euthanasia style treatment with making everybody commit suicide because over they can afford healing these people. That's when you know the sign of your government can't afford anything anymore. Like Canada is more broke than us at this point because they don't have the money anymore. They're trying to find ways to make money back on realty and shit, and realty is so in the shitter that like everything's so low now that people can go buy housing now how the because how the stock market's going, like it collapsed. Like there's no making money out of the stock market anymore. Like there's no money making in realty anymore, and everybody's losing their shit because realty is going downhill. It's same for the U.S. Like realty is not doing like the realty companies are not doing too great because of all the collapse, the economical collapse for this past 3 years. It we're gonna be seeing at some point where they're going to be seeing electrical currency. It's not going to be at this type of year. It's going to be probably in the next 2 years. You're going to be seeing electronical currency over cash because of all the because the dollar the regular dollar is nothing anymore to anybody. It's basically toilet paper, just like Venezuela's money. And nobody wants to admit it because they admit that the currency is just shit now. It's not worth it anymore, and they're gonna like freak out. Hell, Russia and China, the Muslim groups, and Germany are trying to do the freaking caps, the bottle caps with gold in it, as their new currency for in the future, because that's the only way they're gonna make money nowadays. But the thing is, the gold currency is not gonna do well if that's what they're planning for, because gold can go up or down it depends on how much gold they can find. If it's a scarce on finding gold, then it goes up. If they can find a lot of gold, it can go down. So it depends on how they're gonna do it. But you're gonna be seeing in the near future that they have to find something new to stabilize the U.S. and whatever the Europe and everything else, because how much the government did destabilize the currency that they have now. I say for seeing Europe change everything over to a different currency, you're going to be seeing that in the next 5 years. 3 for the electronic currency here, and in Germany and all those other places are going to be doing the bottle cap currency probably like next 4. But who knows yet? We can't predict anything pretty soon because it is going to be shitting all over the place. And then the thing is, also the funny thing is, people don't want to admit that I don't have any shit about trans lives. Like I can say I actually respect the trans community, but this is a big but. They need to learn not to force people to like trans people. There's going to be a certain crowd that's not going to like trans people. I am not shitting on the trans community. Nobody's special, but you're not going to fix anything. Well, I respect the trans community too. It's just there are some people out there that's forcing that shit down people's throat, and that's the reason why people are slowly don't want to be around trans people, because of the crazy ones that are the woke ones that are around in the community. If they really want, if they're gonna really get the trans community to work right, they need to stop being super woke. I'm sorry. I don't support the left or the right. I think both sides are kind of stupid, in my opinion. And this is coming from a centrist over here. That's me. That's a centrist. And I can say the trans community is losing their shit. They don't have they're they the thing is about the I used to be a Democrat. I used to because the reason why I chose Democrat because the people in Republican they chose were kind of not educated, like, and and the thing is, like, after like a few years, I left the show. I left the Democrat thing because I know the Democrat Party already lost. They lost pretty much all of his, like, they lost shit for respect because of all the fighting that was going on. The Democrats were shitting on everybody. They were shitting on the gay community, shitting on the blacks, shitting on the hardworking people, and that's why I became an independent. Because I want to see everybody get along. I don't want to see everybody going on one sided on everything. When you look at everything, you want to look at both sides of the situation. You don't want to look at one side of the situation. If you look at one side of the situation, you're not gonna get a response out of anybody. You're gonna be it's gonna be like raining. It's be like yelling at the clouds, basically, for no apparent reason. Yes, I admit there's a lot of good gays and trans out there, but there is the woke community that I can't stand. When it hits to the woke community, the woke LGBT, whatever the alphabet, like the super alphabet community, that's when you know they're ruining your guys's ideology. It and the thing is, like, looking at both sides, I can say the Democrats are just, they lost their way. They don't know. They're going back to like the old roots, like the old, like, you know, like before, like the let's see, the Conservative Party first started, like before all that shit. They were like the racist group. I'm not a lefty. Definitely not a lefty. I hate lefties for a passion. Like, I told all the lefties around here that they need to go fuck themselves because I'm. I think the left is just a joke, in my opinion. They don't know when to, like, give up on a proving battleground. I think what people need to do is, but it's, but the thing, I don't hate pro immigration. I don't hate immigration people. I want to see them do better, but they need a new. They got to do a new. Let's see here, like a new idea for to get in, because what they're doing is they're letting people in, like, and not giving a crap. They're just leaving the borders open. Let's do like a limited immigration with a new idea of it. That will help the community a little bit better. What's going on is, like, nobody wants, like, both sides don't want to agree that the immigration laws are flawed. It's been flawed for so many years. Like, the both sides, there's the right and left. No. What it is, if we're doing open borders, then we're gonna have all the gangs, all the the freaking what you call it, the open aspiration. Yeah, he's got to be a troll because he's like talking stupid shit. The thing is, like, what I'm looking at is the open border laws are so bad that if we open up the whole area, we're gonna have the situation like we did in like, let's see here, the 1950s, where they're gonna have so much issues that they're gonna have that huge ass freaking, they're gonna, what the fuck they called it, the mass migration problem, and then they're gonna have, what they're gonna do is they're gonna have issues with everything. They're gonna be like, it's gonna be like another depression, basically, if we just leave the open borders. Well, Venezuela, I can actually say I know a lot of people from Venezuela. Nobody asked to have that issue. Like, what happened in Venezuela was they had a corrupt government, just like we do, and they were forcing people to vote blue or they were gonna die. Just like, at least we don't have it that badly here than we do in Venezuela, but they were forced to vote blue. If they didn't vote blue, then they were, and they were so fucking bad that everybody was fighting each other over. Well, I have nothing against Canada. Like, I respect the Canadians. Like, there is, well, California shit, so I don't want to hear it from you. California is like the first step to being like Venezuela. I don't I don't know why people like California that much. It's like the next step up to Venezuela, and it's a hellhole. And the freaking governor doesn't know how to run a country. He already acting like it's a socialist country, but it's not. And and it's run by Nancy Pelosi's nephew, so they're gonna have issues. You're gonna be seeing issues in California for like the next few years till somebody gives up and says something like California sucks ass. But I can say like Canada is doing a little bit better than let's say Mexico. I can give them credit. It's not like Mexico where they're just shoot each other left and right. Well, they can't have guns anyways, but no, well, is not for the win. The fucking Mexico is so bad with the border policies, and the president is such a dumbass that they're slowly becoming like Biden's bitches, basically. And plus, the cartel is like all over their asses. Nope, never gonna happen. And I say everybody deserves to have free speech, even though California is run by is in big tech area, and California will try to silence anybody that's into the free speech movement. I'm, this is another thing I was going to bring up. I'm thinking about doing Rumble now over YouTube because I noticed that. No. You're for the the culture appropriation thing. You want to censor free speech. Is it like hate speech is like free speech? So basically, you're just saying you're for censorship. Yeah, you're basically just shitting on yourself for saying that you're shitting on yourself for saying that you want to cancel mean words. You're basically just shitting on yourself, admitting that you like censorship, while everybody else don't like censorship. You basically want to go back to like old style Russia mixed with Venezuela, where nobody can't say shit. And that's the reason why everybody's refusing to become Russia. Friendo, you're mentally retarded. Nobody wants to pay attention to you anymore. I just figured out you're just plainly dumb and you like censorship. Nobody cares about the left anymore. Everybody refuses to be near Democrats nowadays. There's like, if you look at it nowadays, the Democrat Party is like really, it's just a nothing but a. It's just basically a nothing burger now. That's how we're gonna put it now, because they're not existent anymore. With the party, the party is so shit. Well, the stupid reason why you can't scream fire in the theater because people freak out and have a big fucking thing. There's a thing that says you never say shit when you're in an entertainment building or in a federal building, 'cause you'll get your fucking ass beat for saying that. The thing is that people forget is nobody should be censoring anybody. Nobody should be shitting on anyone. Nobody should be going for one side, be one sided for everything. People should wake up, look at both sides, and say enough's enough and stop shitting on each other. All lives matter. Everyone matters in the world. Everybody deserves a voice. Doesn't matter how big and how small. And people that think that people that don't deserve voices should look at themselves. I love doing music, man. Whatever. Well, I enjoy music and shit. Like, dude, like, I always look at music and shit. I love music. I like Russian music. I like regular music. And freaking, I have no against. The only thing I have against is trans techno music. Like trans techno music is like so fucking retarded. It used to be cool, like back in like the 90s, like the early 90s, like, and then it went downhill because nobody gave a shit anymore in trance music. Like trance music used to be like, let's see here, let me try to think of a thing. Shit, like Surreal and all those other shits. I like country. It depends on the country, the singer in country music. Like if you look at country music back in the day, there is a couple of good songs. Like there's a couple of good groups out there. Like and then there's also other groups that just want to be proud Americans, and it's like, nope, it's shit. When it goes to that part where they're like, oh, proud American, and then you meet the person, and they're just talking shit about America. It's like, then why would you want to make a song about being a proud American or a proud Canadian? I know a lot of people don't like to hear what I have to say, but I have to say, rock and roll, country, classical, they're all good. Even Celtic music. Techno is good too, but you gotta. Yeah, I listened to a couple of their music. It's been a while since I listened to it in a long time. So I use like Spotify when I listen to music, and when I'm doing gaming and shit. Because let's face it, Rockstar has like a shitty choice of music sometimes. Like I don't shit on their music choices and shit, but when you play GTA, there is not a lot of good music choices out there. And it plays like the same music over and over, so it actually gets annoying after a while. Just like, let's see, Atomic Heart with the Russian music, the Russian pop music. It's just like, you just like want to like just turn it off and just play the game. This thing I like about Spotify over YouTube music is like you can actually get like music that you're looking for, where compared to YouTube, where it has like you have to look through YouTube itself to find the music you want to listen to. And I have nothing against that. Like, well, the 80s, don't get me wrong, the 80s had good music, the 90s had good music. The was it just like after the late 2000 era, that's when like all this music shit went downhill. Like everybody had to like shit on the US or shit on somebody. It's like, really? If I want to listen to say fuck the US, I'd be like, I would like want to like be like the next leftist. It's funny to see all these freaking. It's funny to see all these music companies going downhill. Like everybody's like going indie music now instead of this Hollywood trend like they used to. Plus, like all the old bands that we used to listen to in the 80s and 90s, from the 80s and 90s, are mostly dead now from like COVID, from the COVID shots and shit, or anything else. Yeah, I gotta get on my server and start talking about music. I've been hardly talking about going on my server lately because I've been trying to do reviews on games and shit. Plus doing this, and I've been trying to get like, since it like YouTube's doing that group chat now, I'm trying to like stray away from StreamYard for a little bit because it's like, for StreamYard, I like StreamYard and all, but it like you have to be like, it gives you like a time limit on how much you can do streaming and shit. It's like, nah, it's not worth it. If I wanted to stream, I would do it with like a huge group and shit. I am gonna do a live stream Saturday, and I'm gonna do another live stream at some point. Well, tomorrow, I mean, and then at some point, I'm gonna do another live stream next week. But it's gonna be on the YouTube itself, not on the the regular freaking StreamYard, because I'm gonna do a couple of StreamYards, and then I'm gonna do the YouTube itself, so I can save my time on StreamYards and shit. Because I'm gonna do the birthday stream for StreamYards, because I want to get everybody together so we can celebrate my birthday and shit. And then I'm gonna do a drunk stream, but just by myself. Day on St. Patrick's Day, so everybody can have a fun time chatting and shit. I've been looking for like ideas for like music ideas for like lately, and plus, since I've been like having that Rumble idea, I was thinking about I do like a couple of videos on Rumble and see how long I can go on, how I get popular on there too. Hold on, I can't read it because the shit keeps popping up. Well, I like Norwegian music also. Reason why I like Norwegian music is Norwegian music. It's history. Let me see, make an example for it. Like Norwegians music is like, it brings back the past from like the war days to all the way up till now, and it's so fun to listen to. Just all the old songs, all the old war songs from like back in the olden days, like the Vinland era there, with like all the Dutch, the English and the Irish fighting everybody. And yeah, I listen to all the classicals and stuff. I just haven't been like, I like folk metal. Like folk metal rocks. Like if you look back in the day, like there is like a lot of folk. There is what was there? There was nerd rap that I enjoy too. There's a lot of thing out there for music that like anybody should like go out there. They should listen to, because it brings up there's so much good music out there in the world that people should listen to. It's just it's all buried underneath all that shit music that's out today. If I try to think of like a good country music musician, I would say Willie Nelson. Let's see here. Trying to think of a good one. Hank Williams Jr. There's a few other ones I'm trying to remember. It's out there that's actually good for country music. Billy Ray Cyrus is a joke for most of his music near the end of the 90s, but his early music were good. Travis Tritt was good. There was a lot of good musicians out there that should be like go back and listening to for like the oldies until now. It's so there's so much shit out there in the world that people forget. The thing they should do is people should do is, if they ever listen to my live stream, like the playback, I say go back to doing go back to like the old music, and then compare it to like the new music and see how better it is back then it is now. Because like back then people put their heart and soul into the music. If you're talking about good Canadian music, they should look into like rock, like old school Canadian rock. It's such badass. Everything else, it's kind of a joke. Anyways, I'll be on tomorrow doing a live stream. I just wanted to get back on here today. Get back to doing what I want to be doing. Rush is like the is the awesome. I can give Canada credit for Rush. I can also give Canada credit for like comedy back in the day too. And we also got to thank Canadian, all the Canadians that and John Goodman for all the good comedies for back in the day in Canada's station. Sad that after John Candy and most of them moved to America, well, John Candy was originally American anyways, and then he went to Canada and then he came back to America when he got older because he realized that there was a lot more free speech in America than there was in Canada. At least we got Rick Moranis, so that's a cool that's a cool win from Canada. Anyways. Well, it's there's some good at like some of the music back in the day for Canada was good. It's going downhill that everybody's losing their shit over who's better than who. And I say the old shit's better than the new shit. Sorry, hate to say it, people. You're not gonna like it when I say that Ukraine sucks. Old music's better than new music. And Democrats have their head up their ass. I don't care if I get fucking popped from YouTube, because at least I know if I get popped from YouTube, I'm fucking good at it. Well, people, stay safe out there. Don't let anybody get to you. Mexico's a joke. Democrats are slowly failing in life. Let's see here. Ukraine can suck a dick. And I hope everybody has a good life. Peace and love to all.